Hello and welcome back to Joyless Gaming and Mortal Kombat 11, and Ultimate is out now and there are new characters, and I just thought I'd throw up a variation suggestion for for Rain to start with. Pardon my throat there. It's not the most useful or practical, but I included the Geyser Palm because it allows you to combo from his 133, which is his fastest standing string. The Edenian Force is not as essential. It allows him to do that Rhino Ball in the air. I'm not the one who called it that, somebody else called it that. It allows him to do the Argus Plunge in the air, which has its uses as like a corner escape, but it's not as necessary. But it does let him do Evaporate in the air as well, which means that you get to sort of evade from the air, and it regrounds you, and you can actually stay in the Evaporate state, which is immune to everything except throws. And adding Hydro Boost, which does replace his kick, the super kick, the Geyser kick, but it's not the most practical, but it does have its uses, and it does allow you to get a bit more damage than the kick does. So as I say, you've got his fastest standing string, which you actually can't combo from the Geyser kick, it whiffs. So having 133 is the down back one. So do something like that. It's not actually all that good. The damage off of this, that's sort of the best you'll get for a simple combo. And it side switches twice, but that's what you get for nothing. And off of his 7-frame standing button. However, what you might be getting more frequently is off his standing 2. If you can get a 9-frame punish, and you can go from his back 2, which is a 10-frame mid, but if you can get a 10-frame punish, you can get a 9-frame punish, and the 242 does more damage. And so essentially what you want the this thing for, it works rather like Sub-Zero's Rising Ice, in that you amplify it, you can follow up with a jump kick, or a jump attack, sorry. Not a kick. A kick is probably going to knock them down, so you don't want to do that. But you can also sort of position yourself. You can actually retreat slightly, but you can advance as well, and you kind of need to do that. But if you can get a 242, and I keep going to that string, and I shouldn't be, because if you do a 242, backboard 4, 242, backboard 4, amplify, jump 2, dash in, 242, either into that, which will side switch but does more damage, or into this, which will, not side switch, does less damage. However, the neat thing is, if you do want to have the air ability, this is his armor breaker. So if it... if they armor break, you can catch them for that. And you have to spend a second bar to get the KB, but otherwise, if I could get the dash in, and get that mid-screen with a side switch. Keeps them on the same side and gives you some corner carry. And you also notice that the knockdown advantage of this is actually pretty good, and Rain's not going to be dominating up close, but he does, his buttons are pretty close up, so it leaves them in a range where you can still deal with them. Yeah, so just lets you launch kind of need to get the jump attack after you do the amplified thingy. And you do need to sort of move yourself forward. You can, if you want, dash up after the pop-up dash up 133, but you can't. If you can get that afterwards, it's a very difficult timing thing, but you can, if you time it right, get that as your combo ender to sort of do a bit more damage, but it doesn't really do heaps of damage. Turns out doing the 242 twice actually ends up adding up to more. Yeah. But that's, this keeps his regular projectile, which you kind of have to be careful about at full screen, because if the opponent just ducks, you do have quite a bit of recovery on it. But you get to amplify it on its way to make it a mid. So yeah, that's just a little suggestion for playing Rain to allow him to get some decent damage and combo off of good options. Even just being able to get the 133 into something, even if it isn't much. It means that you can combo from his fastest standing button into something other than the projectile. Which of course you could do with the Rain Ball, but that's a 2-slot ability. And you lose the ability to make your projectile a mid for instead getting a full screen potential launcher, but it is always a high, and it actually does less damage on its own. But yeah, so you can give them a go, try that out for yourself. Get used to doing the 242, because it's a full dialer combo. Doesn't come out unless you press all the buttons. And yeah, if you've got any time on Sub-Zero with Rising Ice, you'll find that to be familiar. And yeah, you can do that in the air with this thing. So if you want to sort of just keep yourself safe, it starts up pretty quickly and is immune to everything except throws. Anyway, I hope this is useful to anyone, and have fun with it if you can. Cool.